About a month ago, you might have seen that Minecraft announced that updates would be more frequent, but smaller, each year, meaning that now we are likely to get 2 updates per year. In this video, I want to cover some updates that I personally want to see added to the game. Starting off is an update that I think pretty much everyone has requested at some point, and that is the End update. So, we had the Caves and Cliffs update, we had the Nether update, so what's left? The End, of course. So, in terms of what I would actually want to see added, in my opinion, I think some additional structures and just, in general, a bit more content in the End would go a long way. I think the End has added a lot of cool content to the game in terms of like elytras and shulkers, and there's a ton of other things that I'm probably glossing over there, but I just think there could be more in terms of actually in the End, because like, playing session, I just can't really be that bothered to gather a bunch of materials for like some big build that realistically, does it really matter? You know, like, Minecraft is only as entertaining as you make it for yourself, in single player. The next thing I would like to talk about is mini-bosses. So, with the addition of the Warden, I think that's a good thing, but like, personally, I think single player, for me personally, I'm just not enjoying it all that much, and I think there's a number of reasons for that. Like, I'm not a very good builder at all in Minecraft, and I think that's a pretty big reason as to why I don't particularly enjoy single-player Minecraft that much. But that said, I think the content that they've added, there's a lot of cool stuff, but at the same time also nothing. Essentially what I mean is that, like, there's a lot of, like, cool new sites to see, and there's a lot of cool new, like, blocks to build with, but if you're not a builder, kind of doesn't mean anything. Like, I think having more content, by which I'm meaning mini-bosses, it would be a lot more interesting from a single-player point of view, because, again, I'm not someone who really enjoys single-player Minecraft anymore. I find whenever I'm playing a longer session to keep myself entertained, I'm just not entertained because of the fact I'm maybe just gathering a bunch of materials for a build that I want to do, and it's like, while, yeah, I want to do the build, and I've got, like, these cool creative ideas that I want to do, the actual gathering process is really quite boring because you don't have your friends there to laugh with or anyone to laugh with. At most, you just maybe listen to music, and it's really just quite boring, in my opinion. And that's not a knock on Minecraft, that's just how I am. But personally, I think adding more mini-bosses is something which would be a win for everyone, because why wouldn't it be, really? Like, it's more content, and that's really what everyone wants. Everyone always wants more content. So the idea of having more mini-bosses, just for example, in a certain biome, let's say in the jungle biome, revamping jungle temples and adding in a mini-boss there. Something like that. It would just make the game so much more interesting from a single-player point of view because of the fact there's just more to do. And it doesn't feel as though, I don't know, you have to try and keep yourself entertained, because a mini-boss, you know, the idea is already there. You've just got to beat the boss, right? So that's what I would like to see in terms of whether or not they'll add it. I don't really know. You know, I think that at this point, a lot of what Minecraft seems to be adding is, like, a lot of cool new, like, functionality sort of items, where, I don't know, like, the mace is something where it's, like, very different in terms of, like, can be used for PvP, but it's also got, like, this cool mechanic where it's not just PvP in terms of, like, you know, just left click. You can fall and it does more damage, and that's, like, a completely new thing. So yeah, I don't know, like, how popular of an opinion adding in mini-bosses really is, but personally, I would like to see a lot more, and not just, you know, like the Warden, or the Wither, or the Ender Dragon, or anything like that. I would love to see so many more, and I think it's something where the game's never really bothered to do it, and I think there's just so much more potential to it. So if you're liking these ideas so far, by the way, please leave some ideas in the comments, and I might make a video about some of your ideas and discussing some of them. So, moving away from some bigger sort of content updates, in that I think adding mini-bosses would be a pretty big deal. I think having an End update would be pretty big. I wanted to talk about something where, essentially, I don't really think this will happen, but it's something which I think a lot of people actually do want, and that's an optimization update. So, the reason why I don't think this will happen is simply because if you are a company trying to sell something, it's very hard to sell something where it's just an improvement on what you already have. Whereas saying something's completely new, it's always going to be more popular because people are like, whoa, this is new, I want to try this out. Whereas just saying that, hey, the game might run slightly faster than what it did before, and that's what we've added, most people don't really care. So, like, I don't think this is an update which will bring in new people, but I think for those who maybe play the game and they struggle to play the game because it's not optimized very well, I think this would be huge because both Java Minecraft and Bedrock Minecraft, they both have several of their own issues. And, I mean, with the new update, I believe they're bringing in hardcore mode to Bedrock. And, like, you may have seen, like, viral clips of Bedrock moments where people just die for seemingly no reason in Bedrock. And then now you've got hardcore, where you can essentially lose a world just because of a Bedrock moment. And that is a ridiculous thought. And so, essentially, all I'm saying is that both Java and Bedrock have their own issues, and they need addressing. We can't just keep on having all these glitches and all these optimization issues and just act as though they're okay, or having to download third-party optimization packs, like say Sodium or something like that, to make the game run quickly. And this particularly annoys me because for ages, I always had a laptop to play Minecraft on, and it ran, I mean, okay, it was fine, but like I had to have so many optimization mods to actually make it work and make it run, and then I had to run on a low render distance and everything like that. Now I have a PC that can run the game effectively, I suppose, but I realise not everyone is in that position, and it's kind of annoying because I think Minecraft is, like, okay, it's like complicated, but it's also really simple at the same time. Like, there's so many things now in the game where I understand it's not as simple as just saying, like, it's block game, it should run quick. It's not as simple as that, but, like, the fact is that Sodium can make the game run really well, even on, like, old laptops, like the old laptop I had, and it ran really well. So, why can't the developers just do the same thing? I know it sounds like a really naive comment to make, I suppose, because of the fact that I'm not a developer and I don't know how easy that is, but to me it's like, if a third party, like, person or developer can do that, why can't the developers themselves do it? But that's just me ranting about the optimization of the game, and something that personally bothers me, but again, I know not everyone is actually bothered about that, and it certainly isn't the most marketable thing to say that you've just made it easier to run the game. So, another thing I wanted to focus in on is, and this is me as a complete amateur talking about this, is the way that the game is marketed, because I personally think there is a lot of potential still to Minecraft that has never really been tapped into. So, what I mean by this is that, so at the moment, as you may be aware, multiplayer Minecraft both on Java and Bedrock, it's not really the most popular it ever was. In fact, it's in a pretty dry period at the moment. So, that said, I think immediately Minecraft could do a lot more with that. I realise that, you know, with most minigames and multiplayer Minecraft, that's sort of third party, right? It's companies making servers for people to play on their own, right? It's not Minecraft. Minecraft don't have their own servers or minigames to play that are officially there. Okay, they did the MCC 15 Years of Minecraft event, which was really cool, and, you know, you got the cape from it, and they had a few minigames, but they got pretty boring pretty quickly, but as a concept, it was pretty cool, and I think a lot of people probably did that. And so essentially what I'm saying is that I just think working with more companies, or just more third-party servers, and having maybe like a featured server, both on Java and on Bedrock, because Bedrock has, what, like 6 or 7 servers, and then beyond that, there's nothing, and then on Java, there is so many servers, but like, the player base is spread across so many, and then, I mean, I guess you have Hypixel is still by far the biggest, but it's nowhere near as big as what it once was. And so, essentially, my point is that just being able to have a featured server where, like, when you log on, rather than having to go into multiplayer, type in the IP, or find the IP for a certain server, why not just have a featured one, where it's like, play this server, and it gives you the IP and everything like that for free. You can go on there, and if you enjoy the server, you can always go back when it's no longer featured. It could help the third-party servers develop, and maybe give them a bit of motivation to be officially collaborating with Minecraft themselves. I think it could do so many good things for the community, and yet I just don't think it's something that Minecraft has ever really thought about doing, seemingly, and I think it's just something that could be so beneficial. beyond that as well, I think it's something where, personally, I really enjoy Minecraft events. Like, whether that be speedrunning or whether that be, like, minigame events. They're really enjoyable, and I think it's something where Minecraft hasn't lent into that much. They did the Ender Cup this year, where they collaborated with MCC, and I think there's just so much more potential to this. The Minecraft speedrunning community is so good, and while I'm not, like, the biggest fan of Minecraft speedrunning, there's so much potential to it, and they really should lean into it more, but they don't. And it's the same with the event community. There's just so much more potential to Minecraft events, and yet Minecraft themselves never seem to acknowledge them, I guess, until the Ender Cup. So, and I hope that following the Ender Cup success, that maybe they do lean into it more. But, like, they haven't seemingly done much with it, and I just think there's so much potential to it. I really hope that they do something with it, because as well, I think one of the big things is that with events, you get more big creators and big people like having their eyes on Minecraft, in that with traditional Minecraft events, people don't always tune in because, you know, it's just random content creators who you might not necessarily be familiar with. But if it's officially endorsed with Minecraft there, people might tune in because it's officially Minecraft. And I think that is something where it could be so big for the development of the game, because it's never tried to lean into an esports sort of side of it, which I don't see events so much as having to be esports, but I just think the idea of doing more events is huge, because the MCC event was huge for the game and for the event community. But anyway, that's enough yapping about, like, marketing, because I guess, I don't know loads about marketing or anything like that, and certainly I am not in the position to be commenting on, like, Minecraft's marketing strategy. I'm sure they're doing fine without me, but, like, this is more just a plea from me personally as a fan of the game and a fan of the event scene. Please do more. It's so much more entertaining to watch. Anyway, those are just 4 areas that I would have liked to have covered. If you have any other ideas or any other things that you would personally like to mention, again, leave it in the comments, leave your ideas, and hopefully I can look at them and maybe make a video off it.